I believe the world would be a better place if we had no human trafficking. Today we have almost 30 million modern-day slaves in our world. Every country outlaws slavery, but in almost every country we have slavery. So this is through child soldiering, forced prostitution, and forced labor. But I believe if we work together, that's from law enforcement agencies to policymakers, teachers, medical community, and the business people, we can identify the problem, identify the victims, and give them the help they need. And that we can eliminate this in our generation.
I think that the world would be a better place if fathers chose to invest in their kids and speak identity over their kids from a young age. I think that a big problem in the world today is that people aren't being raised very well by their parents, and so I think a big difference would be if parents chose to intentionally invest in their kids from a young age, and specifically fathers speak identity over their kids from a young age.
I think the world would be a better place if people realized, if every human on earth realized they were going to die. Because if you think about it, we only have X amount of days to live, and we usually don't live thinking that way. And if every person on earth knew that they were going to die at some point, I think they would think a little bit more about how they live, and they'd be forced to consider what their life is going to mean in light of eternity. They'd be forced to think about eternity and what's going to happen after they die. I think people would be less prone to argue about things that don't matter, and would be more thankful for everything that they have.
I think that the world would be a better place if we gave more hugs. I think that if the principle rings true, if you refresh others and yourself be refreshed, then giving hugs to someone you know or you don't know could really bridge the gap, and the tension that you feel in a world of unknowns. Being vulnerable could bring you some refreshment, and if the world was more refreshed, I think it would be a much better place.
The world would be a better place if everyone had something they were passionate about. No one without passion has ever accomplished anything significant, and if you're passionate about something, you're going to contribute to society.
I think the world would be a better place if everybody saw themselves on mission with God. In the 1500s, there was a guy named John Calvin that preached in the city of Geneva that all of life was worship, from healthcare to government to banking to family to the poor. Everything mattered. And when people got a hold of that, they transformed Geneva, and ultimately it would transform all of Europe. I believe that today, if we believed that we were on mission with God and that everything mattered, we would change the world.